Hey everyone, it's Melody. I am here with a coloring video. I haven't done one of these in quite a long time, but I am making Valentine's Day cards, and so I thought I would film one. We're going to be coloring in this image. It is a penny black image. Can't even remember what it's called anymore. It's one of the oldest ones that I have. I just thought it was really cute because she's holding a little heart. It is stamped out with VersaFine, and I think just on its black ink. Yeah, and the paper is a 140-pound watercolor paper that I love using. We're going to be using distress markers. Let me go over the colors we'll be using today. I have here a vintage photo and a Victorian velvet. That's probably just going to be for hair. I have spun sugar. That's going to be for skin. And I think there was another one that I used to use for skin, but I can't remember what it is, so we're just going to use spun sugar. And then we've got picked raspberry and what is this? Worn lipstick for her clothes, as well as salty ocean and tumbled glass for clothes as well. I have all of my other markers next to me in case I feel like I do need to grab a few other shades. Oh, I'm sorry. So they're all in here. So just in case I do feel like I need something else, I'm gonna grab those and I'll tell you what colors I do end up grabbing. And what else? Oh, I'll be using I'm gonna use this brush today. I'm gonna use I think this is a Faber-Castell brush, a watercolor brush. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Like I said, haven't done coloring in a really long time, so please pardon any issues that I may run across. Typically what I like to do is stamp these out and let them dry overnight so that the ink is really dry. The ink has now dried because these have been stamped this morning, so the ink is dried for a few hours now. Hopefully enough. Just gonna try to blend that out a bit. And I know for skin I used to use another color. However, don't know what it is. So we'll just try that for now. And I think my brush is a little bit old. Maybe I need to pick up a new one. That looks pretty cute, really light. I like to go with pretty light for skin. Hopefully this is close enough to the image to see the coloring going on. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to do hair. Oh my goodness, I don't know if you guys can hear that in the video, but my stomach is grumbling. I don't know why. I just ate lunch. Maybe it's grumbling because I just ate lunch. I don't know. And if you hear any noises outside, I think the landscaping people are doing some work. I have to pump out a little more water here. I also have just a random scrap piece of paper where I'm trying to get excess water out and such. I like to have a good flow of water, I remember that. Oh my gosh, my stomach won't stop grumbling, how funny. I'm gonna have to add a little more color to that, but I'll come back to it because it's quite wet right now. Let's try going for clothes. Ooh, my goodness. Sorry. Oops, wrong end. That's pretty. Let's try a blue. Little areas like this are a little harder just because the hearts are a little bit in the way. But what we can do is we can wait for the blue to dry and then just go over that whole area and color in the hearts, which is probably what I'll be doing. My brush is quite wet now, so pick some of that up. That looks okay for now. And then sometimes for small images like this, I'll just color in these areas instead of going over them with the water brush. When it's a larger area, I don't mind trying to go over it a little bit anyway. Oh, maybe I should have made those blue. It would have stood out a little better. Then I could color them in too. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try to go over the hair just because that's pretty light. I think I'm gonna go in with the Victorian Velvet and try working that through some of these bang areas. I don't want the hair to be quite very, very dark. I want the whole thing to be pretty light. So, oh yeah, that's definitely helping. Because what we'll do is, oh, I forgot this little part of hair right there. Hopefully some of that color puts in. What I like to do is I like to go over the whole thing with just some highlighting, darkening, things of that nature. So for example, I think I'm gonna try it. It's pretty nice. The little cardigan jacket turned out real nice, but now I kind of go in with a little bit of shading like so, just a little bit of highlight. And then try to blend that a little bit there. There we go. Blend that a little bit, pick that up and bring it over here. And I remember the thing I liked best about distress coloring is that everything's pretty forgiving. I just brought out Festive Berries, and I think I'm going to use that for the little tiny heart as well as the big heart. So I'm going to just color that in directly. And here I'm going to shade that in right there and try to bring that color into the image. Red always picks up real easily for coloring. Ooh, there's a lot of water on my brush right now. Okay. Let's highlight a little bit of the blue. I'm going to bring in some of that tumbled glass. And I think I'm going to just go from the top. And that's actually still pretty wet, but just a little bit anyway. I don't want to mess with the bottom too much at this point, just because that red is quite dark and deep and it'll pick up easily. So we're going to go ahead and do the hair once more. And I just like to outline with the darkest shade again. And bring that into a blend. I love this paper because it doesn't peel. It's really nice and thick. I kind of like the way that looks. I'm going to try to do a little bit, and I always get nervous about this because sometimes it turns out to be a mess. I want to try to highlight her cheeks a little bit with a little bit of rosiness. What I'm going to end up doing is just coloring a little bit on that. Picking that up with my brush, hopefully. Ooh. This, again, this isn't watercolor paper, so hopefully, oh, I don't know if that'll work. Let me try on this paper. What I want to do is, yeah, just pick that up. And then just, oh, it's so dark. I should have, I wanted it lighter like that. Oh gosh, hold on. It's so dark. I can lighten it out a little bit though. And then just try to blend that whole stuff out. Blend, blend, blend. It's literally like makeup, just blending everything. Oh, that doesn't look too bad now that it's all blended. There you go. Cute! Cute, cute, cute. So there we go. That is one little colored in image. I've got quite a few more to go. But that's how I did my coloring for today for this image. Thank you so much for watching this video. I think I'm going to have a few more of these coloring videos available. Definitely check them out in the link below in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I will talk to you guys later.